I won't ever fully understand why he did what he did. You know what I mean? I won't ever fully understand it. And the mental violence is so much harder to get over than the physical violence. Because the physical violence, you can talk yourself out of it. You can say, oh, he didn't mean to hurt me. He didn't, he doesn't know his own strength. But the mental torture, it's like you have said that and you have meant it. And that kind of what breaks your heart and grinds you down. When you're suffering from domestic abuse, you're not yourself, right? Because you've got to lie. You've got to lie to everyone else that you're right. And you've got to lie to your partner to keep him happy. And you've got to lie to the kids that this is kind of normal. And then you lie to yourself going, I will be all right. This is all right. It will be all right in the end. He does love me. At first, it just was being overcritical about things that shouldn't really matter, or you would question why someone would say that to someone they love. And you'd get like little warning signs, but then that would be half an hour out of a week, and you think, well, we're happy 99% of the time, so is it such a big deal? And you talk yourself out of it. You'd go, well, that's not such a big deal, or, oh, everyone has a bad day, or you justify it. I remember one of the first things was we was in a supermarket shopping, food shopping, and he was like, I really hate the way you talk with your hands. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, you're always talking with your hands, and it's really irritating. And he was really genuinely cross about it. And I was like, I've been with you quite a long time. I've always been exactly the same. Why is this an issue today? And then it turned into name calling. And then from name calling, it kind of turned into just sort of rants with name calling and swearing and you're this, you're that, you're the other. And then eventually it progressed to physical violence as well. He mainly started the real physical violence when I got pregnant with my oldest daughter, which is classic domestic violence. He picked up a gravy boat and poured gravy all over my head and like rubbed it in really kind of like gleefully. And then I got really scared and I didn't know what to do. And I went to run out the front door and he stood in front of the front door and said, you're not leaving. And again, that really made me scared. And then so I went to the bathroom and I was washing my hair and he came and he pulled my hair and he was just like, you don't deserve to wash that out of your hair, and it was just vile. It was just, so it wasn't physical as in I had bruises or cuts, but it was the first time he'd actually laid his hand on me and just to hurt, do you know what I mean? So that was the first time. One of the things he liked to do was to trap my hand in doors, just keep pushing the door until I screamed, and he liked that. He liked standing on my foot, kicking my foot with them, just really. So there's a scar on my foot as well, and he used to burn my back. And then you've got somebody in your ear going, this didn't really happen, what are you talking about? I mean, for example, when I was really heavily pregnant, he kicked me down the stairs and, and afterwards I was like, how could you have done that? And he was like, well, you tripped. He wanted a second child and I wanted a second child, but I didn't necessarily want one with him. And I was like, there's no way I'm having a second child with you, you're abusive, and he was like, well, how long do you need for me to prove that I've changed? And I said, a year. I need you a year without any violence, any aggression, any name calling. And he did it. But the day I got pregnant was the day I got another slap. So he could control it, which broke my heart even more. Because if he was like, I can't control it, I'm really sorry. Again, it wouldn't make it right, but it would be a little bit easier to digest. I think you can get into when you're in an abusive situation where you're just looking at yourself and it's almost just a way of disconnecting, because if if you felt you were in that moment, maybe you wouldn't survive. So it's easier to watch it from almost like a cinema, you know, it's almost like you're watching a film. It's making you feel a bit uncomfortable, but it's not you, so it's okay. I didn't feel joy probably for years, or, you know, true happiness or freedom, or all the things that come along with that. He always liked to put on a front. He was very, right until the end, he was like Mr. Popular, and everyone used to call him the Gentle Giant because he was so big. And it's like, you know, and then you go home and get a beating. One of the things that he does to tell himself that he was the victim and I wasn't the victim, I was the perpetrator, was that he goes, well, where's her scars? Where's her scars? Where's her scars? I'd taken the girls to a wildlife sanctuary and we'd come home a little bit later than we said we were going to be, and he was really angry about it. And I put the girls to bed and he'd gone into the girls' room and basically just said that I was mad and he was going to get me locked up, which scared the girls no end. And I just thought, I can't tolerate this anymore. I'm going to leave. And then I went downstairs and he came downstairs and he was spitting at me and he was throwing water over me. And he went to the kitchen and went to the drawers where we held the knife. And I just thought, I'm either going to die or I've got to stop this now. I was an expert at covering up, and it wasn't just my scars, it was my weight as well. When it all finished and it was over and I was all settled down, I showed people that I loved and trusted my scars, because I didn't want to lie anymore. I didn't want to be saying it's fine when I didn't feel that it really was, if that makes sense. I'm kind of proud of them now because I've turned them into something positive. You know, when I got them, and probably up to even a year or two ago, I would have gone, oh my God, don't look at me. And that was also because I was heavier as well. I couldn't ever think about having sex with the lights on or being naked in front of anyone. And that just fed into that as well. The weight and the scars fed into that. But as I've lost the weight, I've become more body confident. And I think with the tattoos as well, that's made me more body confident. I was much more nervous about showing the people that I loved that have been in my life my scars, because if they'd known, they would have stepped in and rescued me. And I didn't want them to feel guilty, and I didn't want them to feel blame, and I didn't want them to feel anything, or that I'd been dishonest, or I hadn't trusted them, you know. And so there was much more of emotional baggage around showing them. I know now, because he would say, oh, you're gross and disgusting and you're fat and thick and stupid. And, you know, he had this dialogue all the time about my body and my intelligence and stuff. And I know I'm not that person. I know that that's how he saw me at that moment. But I don't have to take that on. That's his, for want of a better phrase, it's his shit and he's got to deal with it. It's not me. It's not mine. I don't have to do anything with that. I don't have to believe it even, you know, it's kind of, so it's a real shift. It's like, I've beaten it. I've beaten him. I've beaten it. I've turned all the negatives in my life into positives. This is my happy ending, me and my girls, and I feel all right about it. You know, I would never go back there. I would never wish that on my worst enemy, but it's, you know, it's all good now. You know, this is our happy ending now, me and the girls.